Welcome back into Tapped Out with Brendan Tobin, Sports Machine, Sean Levine. Let's welcome on old friend of the show. He is Anthony Lionheart Smith. Anthony, I was looking 38 and 19. You fought for a championship belt. Dude, why are you still doing this? Would you say you're addicted to fighting?
Oh, for sure. I don't know what else I would do with my time. This is the only thing I've done my entire adult life. So I just don't know any other way. You know what I mean? And at some point, I'm gonna have to hang them up and move on with my life, which I'm actually excited for. I still really love fighting, but there is a part of me that's gonna enjoy the second act and the second half of my life.
And then what's going on with all the weird stuff around? People are talking about training with magic. I see Ortega's got tape over his mouth. Like, what is the weirdest thing you've seen with fighters in training? Because I don't know. Like, this has kind of been the kookiest week as far as I've heard between witchcraft and samurai stuff and all that. What is the weirdest thing you've seen fighters do to get themselves in the mode?
Bro, fighters do weird stuff. Fighters are just we're just weird folks in general. I don't know what the weirdest thing is, but there's a lot of people. Right now, you guys are just seeing it. This is nothing new. This is all stuff that's always happened in the back, um, and behind closed doors. I don't know which one of these guys decided to pull the curtain back, but we got to close it again because everyone's starting to think we're a bunch of weirdos.
Yo, a
Um,
bunch of weirdos.
it's a
Fighters.
bunch of weirdos, bro. The fighters are weird. We're just strange people. Um, but yeah, to answer your question, everybody does some weird stuff. I don't, maybe not me. I don't do anything weird, but um, there's some definite weird stuff that goes on.
Talking with Anthony Lionheart Smith here on Tapped Out. I was wondering, so you're fighting Roman Dolidze coming up on Saturday night. Having fought John Jones in the past, anybody that knows anything knows that he's the best combat fighter of all time. Essentially, what that means to me is he could beat anybody up in the history of mankind. How much confidence does that give you when you're fighting other people thinking, I've fought the baddest dude maybe on the history of the planet?
Yeah, I don't know that I take too much confidence from it, but it definitely I guess I do get confidence knowing that I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've been there with some of the greatest guys in the world. I fought like four Hall of Famers. I've seen it all. And so now it's just up to me to make sure that I go in there and put myself in good positions and stay dialed in and don't get distracted. But yeah, there is a lot of confidence that comes with like you can't really shake me because I've been there, I've seen it all in terms of fight buildup and stress and challenges and physical challenges and guys with different skill sets. That Roman Dolidze is very good, but he doesn't do anything I haven't seen before.
So I imagine like how important is all that experience going into all the roulette that was this week because the card placement, the opponent changes, all that stuff that happened. Like, does that water off a duck's back to you at this point because you've probably seen it all, done it all?
Yeah, yeah, none of this really bothers me too much. I came from a crazy Midwest fight scene when I was on the regional scene. There's times I got to events and didn't know who I was fighting till I got there. So it just doesn't bother me at all. I've had same day fight changes. I've had weight class changes. It doesn't matter, man. I actually am really comfortable in kind of like this regional scene mindset where you just show up and you fight whoever fights. And that's how I came up in this game. And so I'm sure a lot of these other guys are not used to it because they came up in a very modern MMA era where it's very structured and very, everything is put in place and very, very, I don't know, predictable. And I'm okay with the unpredictability. It doesn't bother me so much.
Who gets more love when they walk around Omaha? Is it Bud Crawford? Is it Warren Buffett? Is it you?
Well, it's not hard to see Warren Buffett. You go to McDonald's not that far from his house, you'll see him in the morning. Um, but and me and Terrence don't really I don't know, we're not really out there like that. Like Terrence is very similar to me. Where like you guys see us on TV and you'll see us on our fights and you'll see us in these random moments. Um, but for you not seeing us on TV, we're probably just home with our kids. So um, I would Terrence locally is very, very popular, but it's not weird to see us out and about. So it's I don't know, like and then by out and about, it's not like we're always in these crazy spotlight situations. Like you can catch me getting gas at the come and go gas station, or you can see Terrence at Walmart getting food. Like it's so I don't know that either one of us are too like I don't know, we're not held up like these I don't know, these figures that nobody sees because we're just normal guys.
DBT, that's what makes Kansas City and Omaha better than Miami people. We're real. We're down to earth people. We're the salt of the earth here, man.
Was there ever
100%.
I believe that. I mean, like, listen, we got some small town. We got a lot of dinosaurs over here and invasive
Got
species.
some weirdos out there in Florida.
That's fair. I mean, well, we import a lot of weirdos too. Like, they're not all from here, Anthony. So, like,
Fair.
don't pay.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't think it's always so fair to hear, like when you see all these articles, like Florida man. Like,
Right.
where's Florida man actually from?
Exactly, dude. He gets it. Was there
He
ever
ended up in Florida. He ended up in Florida because he's broken. But where did he come from?
was there ever a time like where when fame grows, like was there ever a time where you were gonna be drawn out and say, hey, I don't live there anymore, like go somewhere else, like go to a glitzier place? Like, was that ever something that pulled you, or did you always want to be home? Like, is that
No, I always want to be home. I always want. I am a hermit. Like when I'm not doing this stuff, I'm kind of a hermit. Like I've created this little oasis at my house where there's like not a lot of reasons for me to leave. So I enjoy staying. Like there'll be times where, if I'm banged up and injured or something, like I'll realize it's been like if I'm not just dropping my kids off at school, if you take out like running kids around places, I haven't actually gone anywhere in like 2 weeks. Like it's hard to get me out of my spot. So I actually really hope that like nobody realizes how cool Omaha is because I don't want the rest of the world to come and invade my little oasis.
what happened
Oh,
down here,
dude,
man?
that rainforest, and I was just there for the College World Series. I love me some Omaha. We get
No, it sucks. No, don't do that. Tell people it sucks
why?
because I don't want anyone else to come.
Oh, okay, yeah, Omaha
Like
sucks.
I don't want I don't want to yeah, I don't want to end up like Austin or some places in Florida or like where everyone figures out it's pretty damn cool and then you just get a bunch of invasions. Like let's keep these taxes high and the cost of living a little bit higher and we'll just keep our little box.
You're right. Omaha sucks. Nothing to do there. It's boring.
Nothing to do. It's boring. There's no one is successful in Omaha. Like you're just a waste of time.
It really is just farmland and nothing else to do.
That's it.
We talk a lot about, and I think it's cool that you're just a normal dude and you got all these outside, the octagon kind of endeavors that you're involved with. Inside the octagon, though, for a guy that's been doing it as long as you have, what's your favorite moment? Like when you think about your entire career, not your favorite fighter around, or like what's the moment that you think about?
There was a couple. I would say not even so much the fight, but the moment when I was standing in the octagon in Hamburg, Germany, and Shogun's music started playing, and I got stuck in being a fan. Like for a second, I got excited, kind of like, "Oh my God, Shogun's fighting!" And I was like, "Oh no, it's me." So that was like a cool moment where like you kind of realize like I don't know, your heroes, become your adversaries. And I never really felt like Shogun was an enemy or an adversary, but you know what I mean? Like that mindset where like,
Sure.
I'm here. Like this is where I'm at. That was cool. Um, Getting my first bonus was pretty cool. Like I had a baby on the way and I was still working full time as a concrete finisher. So I knew that like when I got that first bonus, um, that I wasn't gonna have to work a regular job anymore. So that was pretty cool. Um, there's like a lot of cool moments like that. Just realizations like I wasn't supposed to be here. Like I'm not supposed to be in this position that I'm in. I'm not supposed to people like me that come from where I come from don't do things like this. So success when I was growing up was making it to a supervisor position at one of the factories in my hometown. Um, which again is not a bad living. Like I'm not looking down on those people, but I knew back then that that never really fit who I was. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew that it was going to be something extraordinary because the normal way of life didn't fit me. I never really fit into that mold.
Anthony, getting back to Bud Crawford, he had talked after his Errol Spence fight that he wanted to jump up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. There's got a fight coming up, but like, would that be something you'd still want to see? Like to see Terrence Crawford do something that nutty? Because I feel like he's as talented as they come, and maybe even good enough to pull something like that off.
100%. Terrence is in the position he's in because there's not a lot of people that want to deal with the Terrence Crawford problem. He's a problem. He really is. Like I've sat and watched his training sessions. He's different. He's different. And like he'll go through an entire 2 hour practice and then they'll go back to the very beginning of practice and then he'll run the same practice as a southpaw. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Like he train everything he does twice because he'll do it as an orthodox fighter and then he'll do it as a southpaw. It's like he has two separate teams where like he'll have his orthodox guys and then those guys will step aside and then the southpaw guys will come. Like nobody does that. Like he's different and he deserves to be heralded for that. And he needs a fight like with the Canelo or someone of that name value to get the recognition and just to be very honest, the paychecks that he deserves.
One of our favorite guests we bring on, Anthony Lionheart Smith. We did it again, dude. We kept you too long, and I don't even think we talked about the fight at all, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, you know what? We'll do it again for the next fight. Good luck. Stay healthy and win this one, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. As always, I'll come on anytime.
Thanks so much, bro.
Yep.